Hello and welcome to Coffee with Kirti. Today we have somebody incredible. Why? Because he's got a vision to transform lives of 1 billion people and 1 million businesses. So it's amazing to see somebody who's got such a big vision. His name is Anshav Jain, and he's the founder of Bringle. It's a great pleasure to have him here, and I'm excited to understand how he's going to be transforming 1 billion lives. So, Anshav, welcome to Coffee with Kirti. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Kirti, for inviting me to this, session of yours, Coffee with Kirti. And uh, I'm really doing good and very, very excited and delighted now to work for 1 billion transformation of mindset transformation, which I call it,
Wow.
because that's what the first thing which is required to become an entrepreneur. And
Awesome.
being a serial entrepreneur for the last 7 years, that's what I have learned, in those. I always call it as not 7 years, it's actually 7 years into, 365 days of journey which we have. So every day we learn something new.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm so excited to know about your journey, Anshav, and thanks so much for bringing your coffee. And we should have a cup of coffee when we meet together. Thanks so much.
Sure.
So Anshav, let's start with a basic question about. I want to know about Bringle, your company Bringle. So you have
Mhm.
two places you work from. One is UK and the other office is in India. So tell me about what Bringle does, how you started Bringle, and of course we'll talk about your 7 years of earlier journey. But before that, I want to know more about Bringle.
Okay. So, Kirti, I'll just give you a little brief introduction about me. How did I start all of this journey
Uh-huh.
altogether? And bear with me for a little longer introduction.
Of course.
So, I I'm having 18 plus years of corporate experience in business process engineering and digital transformation, and worked with many corporates, including TCS, Wipro, WNS, Reliance Industries, SR Group of Industries, SIFI, and along with them, hundreds of global MNCs, and
Uh-huh.
mostly into profit realization for them and on giving them more than $100 million plus of value realization for the companies. Uh, I was one of the youngest vice president in the organization at the age of just 34 years old,
Oh, wow.
and was having the highest paid salary at that point in time. Even today, many of the corporates are not able to match my salaries, which I was earning 7 years ago. Uh, and you always say this, the life when you have a jet rocket career, or when you have just a tipping point and you go to the top,
Mm-hmm.
the faster you rise, the faster you fall, or
Uh,
the fall is also there. And that's what happened with me when I suddenly lost my job in a blink of a second, when the organization was not able to carry on. There were some organizational changes happening, and they
uh-huh.
wanted to cut down the cost. And because I was in the topmost cost in that in their radar, I was kind of thrown off,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
laid off, whatever you say so.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it was a very, very tough time for me, because being into the job, and that is where the mindset part comes in. When
Correct.
you're in a job, you always think that the life will be always good and goody like this. You will always keep growing. You'll always be there. Will be always an upswing career.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you actually keep on building up liabilities, which we call it EMIs, right?
Correct.
It's a very easy word for job people who are working in jobs. And suddenly I found myself with you know a debt of 1.5 crores, and realizing what to do now and how to manage the personal, the financial crisis which I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that time I thought that I had sensed that change almost a year back, since then, and I was trying to figure out what could I do in the industry? What can I do as a parallel activity which
Mm-hmm.
could take care, or at least I would be able to have something to swap to that particular income.
Correct.
And I was trying to set up a company. Unfortunately, at that time, the startup ecosystem was not very strong. Now there are a lot of organizations who are working
Mm-hmm.
towards developing and working with the budding entrepreneurs, even though
Correct.
it is not enough in my opinion.
Correct.
But I had no mentor in my life, and the
Uh-huh.
people whom I could see around me were all with the job mindset. They
Right.
might be the CEO of the organization. They might be, because I had worked mostly with the CXOs of the organization.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the There was nobody who could tell me even how to name a company, how to validate an idea, how to take that idea, how to create a business model,
Correct.
how to create a financial model.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me, almost, I started on my own. I started first venture, I started second venture. In last 7 years, I've started seven ventures of my own.
Oh, wow.
Uh, with different thought process, and every time I started my ventures, it was mostly into the completely long term vision perspective,
Uh,
that what should be, from a futuristic point of view. And because I had this experience of process reengineering and digital transformation, my business's model, be it was a fintech model, was an a prop tech model,
mhm,
then we had a, the e-com tech kind of a model.
mhm.
Every model, whatever I started working upon, had a lot of technology component and a process orientation around it.
Okay.
So I started building up those processes into the startup ecosystem.
Mhm,
And being coming from an Lean Six Sigma background, I've been a trainer and I've trained more than 10,000 people out there.
mhm.
So training was my passion. And
Okay.
2015, I started looking at the education segment, because what I realized is that the challenges which I faced is being faced by everybody at different life stages. And it's actually starts from when you're very early, when you're very young, even as early as 5 years, 6 years old, child, when you are a child.
Mm,
And I was doing this research on knowing this entire process of, uh, career and education life cycle,
mhm.
right from your childhood and how it grows to the midlife, the starting, how do you go to the starting crisis when you reach to a college, and what success rates you are getting in the being into a midlife crisis, and what kind of challenges you face in the corporates. And the realization was that our education system is
Uh-huh.
absolutely focusing on academics. It's absolutely focusing on one aspect, which is actually contributes to only 10% of the, for the success of any individual.
Correct.
And corporates also struggle for the same reason, because when they employ the employees, they actually are looking for a more holistic development. They
Hmm.
should be good in soft skills, they should be good in life skills, they should have a right mindset, a go-getter mindset, which we used
Correct.
to call it earlier. Now it's called entrepreneurship mindset. uh, and they always talk about startup culture.
Correct.
And that's where started off the journey of exploring the human potential, that
Okay.
what you can do that.
Right.
And what we realized is that it goes into three levels of the journey. The first is knowing yourself.
Uh-huh.
You should know about your core skill sets, what you were born with, how you are acquiring it over a period of time.
Uh-huh.
And once you know about yourself, which stage you are in, then you go to the second stage where you start finding out, or upskilling yourself
Mhm.
into that area which is fitted for your destiny. Or this, I actually don't believe in destiny in terms of that, but yes, there is always a destiny part of it.
Yeah.
uh, and I call it as like, the ninth destiny might be 1%, the luck might be 1%, but you have to complete that 99% of your efforts to
Uh-huh.
have that kind of 1% of destiny or luck with you.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I started my journey to, to go on to that. Upskilling yourself into a more holistic manner, and eventually you reach to a level where you start applying those skills and you are most fitted to that setup. So that's how the Bringle was born.
Okay.
And the whole concept is that if your mind is more, if you are holistically developed, then as an individual you'll be able to grow much better. The organizations would have better productivities, better structures. And when it comes to holistic, it should be more holistic about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
more holistic about the organization, more holistic about the, the external environment. So you
Okay.
should be knowing all about that.
Okay.
And then we started Bringle Academy to basically bring out the mentors from various different industries and topics, and accordingly we kind of used to hone them, hone their skill sets more holistically, and created different programs
Mm-hmm.
at different age groups, right from your 5 years, 6 years old. So we had started a concept called Masters Beyond Academics for the school children, which is
Okay.
an after school, is the world's first, copyrighted after school program, which focuses on holistic development of the child, right
Uh-huh.
from their intellectual question to, financial question to the 5 questions we target on that.
Okay.
And then we go to a second level, which is basically the, the starting crisis of the individual, which is the college students.
Okay.
And then we started creating the programs for the people who are into midlife crisis,
Uh-huh.
and the ones who are looking to restart their career, especially the
Right.
person with disabilities, the women who have left their jobs because of the family or the
Okay.
careers,
Okay.
the midlife professionals who want to do something different in their life, but they
Right.
don't know what to do about it.
Right. 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 Right.
And considering all those scenarios, we started this venture called Bringle Academy, where we
Uh-huh.
started onboarding various experts or mentors,
Uh-huh.
which we call it as a part of Top 100 Mentors Club,
Okay.
and working with them to enhance and transform 1 billion lives. So
Okay.
that's where the our dream of transforming 1 billion lives came in.
Okay.
And
Awesome. Awesome.
that's what it started from, and I'll talk about more,
Of course,
further
of
once.
course,
Yeah,
of course. So, Anshav, I'm trying to understand when you talk about change of mindset, or when you talk about different quotients, right? Whether it is intellectual quotient, intelligence quotient, or it's emotional quotient, or financial quotient, or all of that, and you're saying you also need to understand an individual's core values, core strengths from their childhood to how they're moving on in their life. I'm just trying to understand, are you guys or Bringle Academy or Bringle, are you guys something like a business coach or a life coach? Is that what your angle is, or it is different? Because these days we find there are a lot of business coaches, there are a lot of life coaches. Are you that category of can you put your can I put you in that category, or you're different from that?
okay, so I'll just explain a little bit more about holistic
Yeah.
development, holistic transformation, which we
Yeah.
call about. Uh, See, the life coaches or the business coaches, or the soft skill coaches, whatever you say, so they
Hmm.
are also focusing on one aspect of an individual. They only focus on the life skills of an individual, and within that life skills also, it is pertaining to a particular life skill. So it could be a leadership, it could be a communication, it could be a time management,
Hmm.
uh, all of that. But when we talk about holistic transformation, what we understand is that we have got 8 categories defined
Okay.
in Bringle on that. So the first category, as I mentioned, the school children. The second is college students. The third is your corporate professionals who are into corporate life, job on employees per se, at different levels. The fourth, which comes in, is the women segment, specifically who have probably left their jobs at some point in time and they want to start something of their own. The fifth is a person with disability. The sixth, school dropouts or the college dropout segment, which we have. And the seventh is your entrepreneurs, and eighth is finally your mentors. So
Correct.
mentors also need transformation. Mentors also need support,
Hmm.
and that is where these 8 categories were defined. And these were defined way back in 2017, where we started patenting out this entire methodology. We actually patented this entire platform at that
Wow.
point in time.
Wow.
And so the idea here of holistic transformation is that we do not focus on a particular skill. School children, school child, what is your core strength is, and if your core strength is for a particular career, let's say engineering, you
Hmm.
know, within engineering also you might be more, what kind of engineering you should be more doing, you should be more getting ready with. Let's say it could be aeronautical engineering, that
Hmm.
you have an interest in aeronautics or airplanes, and engineering is your core strength where you can work it out.
Right.
So the idea here is that when you become an engineer, is every engineer successful?
Hmm.
Of course not.
Right.
So you need a blend of soft skills, that how will you deliver it. See, the typically in our lifespan, it
Right.
goes into three stages.
Hmm.
The first stage of an individual where you acquire the domain knowledge, which we do it
Right.
for the first 20, 25 years, wherein
Correct.
we acquire, which we call it as hard skills. The
Right.
second component, once you start doing your job or a business, whatever the career you get into, you start applying that knowledge,
Right.
and that application of that depends on how good your soft skills are, how
Okay.
good you are able to transform that or utilize those learning and apply it better. That is called soft skills. So the application of hard skills is known as soft skills.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Once you cross to a level of have 10 years, 15 years of experience, then you suddenly start going to a leader level, probably a manager to a leader at that level. And that time you require the skills to be transformed or basically given the same skills to somebody else and make them work on the same, which is basically called as life skills. That's where your leadership, type, team bonding, your communication, and all those
Hmm.
aspects comes in much better. Because
Right.
now you don't have to work; you have to make others work.
Correct.
So the combination of this, it requires at different stages of your life. We cannot say that you do not require leadership at when you are a 10-year-old. If
Uh-huh.
you are in a school, you have to have a team bonding. You have to
Mhm.
work, know how to communicate with your friends, with your
Correct.
parents, with your teachers.
Correct.
So it goes everywhere. But yes, your composition of soft skills, hard skills, and life skills will be very different at that stage. So the
Correct.
requirements are different. So idea here is that each target segment,
Uh-huh.
we have understood their requirements and created those components accordingly, so that
Mhm.
if they require, let's say, 60% of academic or intellectual skills,
Mhm.
or 20% of emotional skills, or some 10% of creative skills, or 20%, or whatever the different percentage on emotional intelligence, or maybe
Correct.
spiritual quotient or mindfulness quotient kind of thing. So you define over there, then we align mentors within that industry which could nurture those children basis on that,
Awesome.
and
Awesome.
depending on individual need. And that is what Bringle Academy does, using a various different skills profiling platforms. We call
Okay.
it a skills profiling
Okay.
platform. So
Okay.
various psychometric analysis, multiple intelligence tests, and then we align it with the mentors or the counselors to
Wow.
identify what exactly each person is requiring to become a successful person in the future.
Wow.
And then you hone those particular skills, align, use these all. It could be life coach, it could be soft skills trainer, it could be a domain trainer, it could be anybody for that matter.
Hmm.
And then accordingly you work out with that particular person and help them to make them more self sustainable. So
Okay.
that's the entire plan and the model into it. And for each target segment, we have different ways of working with them.
Okay.
So that's what the holistic transformation means
Okay.
for us.
Wow, wow. I think it's fantastic because I think I like the most important thing that I liked was about profiling. You have specific profiles, and then you actually match that with the kind of mentor that individual or organization might be looking at, right? So
Right,
talking about that, Anshav, you have more than 1 million people on your in your community, right? Bringle
right.
community, and you have more than 11,000 mentors, right? That's a huge number. That's a big number. How easy or difficult was it to bring this community together, and how is it working out? What happens within the community of more than 1 million people are in your community? So how does it work, and what happens on a daily basis?
Okay. So, see, first of all, when we were working in 2016-17, we had got around 20 plus centers in Mumbai and around when we started the physical space.
Okay.
And we have trained more than 30,000 students in just 18 months' time,
Oh, wow.
with only around 100 or 150 plus trainers or mentors who were working with us in
Mm-hmm.
different kind of training programs.
Mm-hmm.
2017, when I filed the patent, what we did is we changed the entire model to a blended learning model.
Okay.
When I say blended learning model is, at that point in time, this all Coursera, Udemy's, all those e-learning programs were coming up very, very, upfront, and a lot of people are buying it. So as
Mm.
per one of the report from, McKinsey, is that 90, 70% of the people are now turning toward an e-learning programs.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate part was that 90% of these people are not even completing the programs.
Correct. Correct.
So the point is, the learning is being bought, but it's not being adopted. So the
Correct.
biggest challenge is that how will you make sure that the learning actually get inside of the, in the human being, and they actually apply it? Because
Correct.
it's always said, right? Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power.
Yes.
And here the people is not even acquiring the knowledge.
Right.
So there are three aspects of it which is it's important. So you need to have a blend of the live classrooms or basically a live session with coupled with self-based program, programs over there, and some bit of a one-on-one mentoring which somebody would require. So
Correct.
what we did is we created a platform which is bringalacademy.com today, which has
Okay.
all three options available from a technology point of view.
Right.
Because reaching out to wider audience is very, very difficult in a physical environment.
Correct.
What people are facing challenges today or adopting the technology today after COVID, we had been using this technology since 2018. So we
Oh.
launched our platform on 20th May 2020, 2018, when when my daughter's 8th birthday was there.
Okay.
So, I mean, actually, I got inspired with my daughter because I could see that the challenges which my daughter is going to face,
Hmm.
because what I have faced in my career, I
Correct.
had nobody to support, I had nobody to mentor.
Correct.
And if I can provide an environment to a lot of children like my daughter and to other people as well in the ecosystem, then it could be the much more beneficial. So
Correct.
coming back to that, so the first aspect, what I coming from a digital transformation perspective,
Hmm.
first thing which I did was to set up the right process, which we did
Hmm.
it in 2017.
Hmm.
Uh, Once that process is set up, the every concept is being set up, understood well. Then we implemented that in 2018, and we put up this technology platform wherein we started leveraging that platform to reach out to masses. We
Hmm.
were the one of the academic institutions which had zero offices but were operating out of our mentors were spread across 50 plus countries.
Wow.
We had reached out to a community. We have gathered the community of students, of around 1 million students which you are talking about, in a different ways or the other. We
Hmm.
have currently have reach of in 141 countries as shown
Wow.
by Google Analytics, what they show.
Wow.
And this is all pure organic reach which we had been
Wow.
able to reach out to it. So
Wow.
the idea here was that how can we create a platform where mentors come, create their programs on their own, and then we kind of make them more self sustainable so that they can reach out to the various people around across the globe.
Hmm.
Because reaching alone through Bringal Academy, I might reach it to 1 million people, but I
Correct.
cannot reach it to transform 1 billion lives over there. I will
Correct.
need a lot of support out there. And within that 1 million community also, these are people are still to be transformed. These are
Correct.
only touch points.
Correct.
These are the people, most of them would be inactive as we know, right?
Right. Right.
So the idea, the major challenge which we found out initially was the technology platform. So we solved that problem
Okay.
in 2018.
Okay.
2019, we solved the problem of, we had two challenges now coming up. One challenge was, it's actually a chicken and egg story. Should you get the trainers first or you get the students first? Now,
Yeah.
students will say, do you have mentors? Mentors will say, do you have, mentees? So this
Absolutely.
was a problem within going on with us within our mind. And strategically, we decided as a core team that will go out and search out for the key experts first.
Ah,
And that's where we launched this initiative called Top 100 Mentors Club.
okay. Okay.
So the last year, we did lots of, concept called Bringle Talks, Bringle Blended Meetups, where
Okay.
we started reaching out to wider audience in different countries.
Uh-huh.
One of our recent successful Bringle Blended Meetup was attended by 80 plus speakers in 21 days, and they were
Wow.
spread out. They were from 30 plus countries.
Wow.
There were around
Fantastic.
35 to 40 hours of content which was generated. We were published by this Fever Radio FM of Singapore as well, and Fever 104 FM Bangalore.
Wow.
And so the point, what I'm trying to say is that once the technology comes in, once you have the experts coming in, now we are going to reach out to the masses. And now
Mhm.
we are transforming with every mentor.
Correct.
We are targeting that we will be starting with first 100,000 people touch, they each mentor should be touching 100,000 people's lives. And
Wow.
eventually we will find 100 people, 100 mentors who will be touching at least 1 million lives. And that's what the concept of Top 100 Mentors Club started off.
Wow.
And
Fantastic. Fantastic.
so that's what it happens. And we started our journey. And 2020, we are focusing now more on working with these mentors,
Uh,
how they can reach out to the masses now.
Wow, wow. I think, as a vision also, it's enormous, Ansha. When you talk about, transforming 1 billion people, and you're also talking about transforming 1 million businesses. What are you guys working on with businesses? When you say you have a vision of transforming 1 million businesses, what are you guys doing with the businesses? How does it work with the businesses? What is the angle here?
Okay, I mean, good. Thanks for asking that question. I have actually kept it on hold. I did not explain that during my earlier discussion. But see, as I told you, I have got, in fact, I would rather say I have got 7 failed businesses in last 7 years.
Okay. Okay.
And those learnings have been immense. And that's why I mentioned to you that it's not 7 years, it's actually 7 years into 365 days.
Correct.
And if you multiply it by 12 hours, or on a day which you work, or 15 hours, it actually is a very enormous learning.
Correct.
uh, this And after going through all these things, and I've been a big follower of Robert T. Kiyosaki, and
Uh-huh.
apparently that book I read way back in 2005.
Uh-huh.
uh, and since then, that book had been kind of inspiring or changing my mindset.
Uh-huh.
And Robert Kiyosaki always talks about the same thing. Our education system needs to change.
Right.
They do not focus on the financial aspect of the individual. They
Correct.
always focus on the academics part of it. They don't understand. Job is good.
Hmm.
Job is good, but it's
Correct.
about the mindset which is not good.
Correct.
And people who are always having a job mindset, they will always be at a receiving end.
Correct.
And this problem is now being faced by all the corporates as well. I've worked with the corporates, right? So
Correct.
I know what they talk internally at a strategic team level meetings, at a CXO level, at a board meetings. They always talk about something called culture.
Huh.
Startup culture is a very big buzzword in the corporate fraternity today. All the HRs, all the CXOs, they say, think like a startup, think like an
Huh.
entrepreneur.
Huh. Huh.
Now, what does that mean? That means that you can look beyond impossible.
Correct. Correct.
For you, nothing is impossible.
Correct.
You are a go-getter. You can make things work. You can look something which nobody else can even think of.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
And that is because, see, when you have a job mindset, you're always dependent on, you always go ahead with this concept of fear and greed. This is what
Correct.
Robert Kiyosaki explains in a very nice manner. He
Correct.
says that when you have your first salary comes in, the day you get your salary, you are actually becomes greedy. That, okay, you have so much money have come in, now you have good to spend, and you will
Right.
keep spending it By the time 15th day or 20th day of the month comes in, the salary would get over.
Correct.
And that's the time fear starts building up.
Correct.
The fear, if I don't work, I may not get my next salary.
Correct. Correct.
And this process keeps on happening month after month. And that makes you so much worried that you get stuck to that. You do anything just to ensure that you get your monthly salary.
Correct. 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 Correct.
And if even if you want to do something great in life, you will not be able to do that. Now, that is one culture which all organizations are changing. Now, how it is different for an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is also is working like a job. Everybody starts as a self-employed. They start working for their own business.
Correct.
Now, the point here is that if you have to transition from a self-employed to a business fraternity, you have to understand various concepts. You have to understand the thought leadership. What is the value proposition to your customers? You should know your customers very well.
Correct.
You should know how to do a sales and marketing. It is always said, right? There are multiple thinking hats which an entrepreneur has to wear.
Correct. Correct.
Multiple hats they have to wear. But
Correct.
how many people are actually know that how many hats are there which they have to wear?
Absolutely.
When I started off, I didn't even know how to set up how to validate an idea, even how to think about an idea.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Then you go into the level of validation and idea. Once your idea comes in, then then you have to figure out how to create a business model.
Correct.
Once a business model comes in, then you have to figure out how will you create a product. How many different levels of product are available?
Correct.
When the product is available, how will you sell it? How will you market it?
Correct.
How will you build up your team?
Correct.
How do you grow your, bring up the technology? What is the processes you need to do?
Correct.
What are the finance aspects you need to take care of? What are the legal aspects? IPR. There are 105 factors. Believe me, there are 105 factors which can make and break your business with millions of permutation and combinations.
Correct. 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 Correct.
Each factor is unique.
Correct.
And these combinations is all we are trying to do it ourselves.
Okay.
So what I have done is, based on my last 7 years of experience and 18 years of corporate experience, I have clubbed that into a model called Design Your Unicorn.
Okay.
And this Design Your Unicorn model has been created on the perspective that it has to be focused towards profitable unicorn.
Okay.
The profitability is more important out here.
Correct.
Because today's scenario, everybody, when you talk about unicorn, they think about $1 billion valuation.
Correct. Correct.
Valuations has nothing to do with profitability.
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
the idea here is that if you have to transform businesses, you have to bring the focus back to the business.
Correct.
And when you do the business, not running after valuations, then your entire concept changes. Then you need to understand what are those 105 factors.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Now, in this last struggle of last so many years, I've uncovered each factor in its own manner, and I've got a framework created, which I've been compiling it for the last 1 year now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And basis on that, what are those factors required? And basis on that, we have aligned those experts in those areas.
Very nice.
Who are basically coming in from those 11,000 plus mentors which you're talking about.
Correct.
And we always keep reaching out to more and more experts from different countries, because globally, when it comes to globalization,
absolutely,
the local aspect also is very important.
Correct. 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 Correct.
This number grows. So the idea here is that how we can reach out to the masses using a technology platform,
Right.
with a set of mentors and with our this framework into that. Once
Correct.
these three concepts bring together in that pyramid,
Correct.
there is no chance that you will not be able to design your unicorn. See, building up a unicorn or reaching to a stage where you have a $1 billion revenues will take its own time.
Correct.
But what is important is that from first level, so we have created 5 levels of designing your unicorn.
Okay.
Right from an idea generation to
Correct.
a level where you are having a sustainable business. or
Okay.
in fact a scalable business. So
Okay.
it goes into from that level to into 5 levels of process.
Okay.
And once somebody completes those 5 levels of processes,
Uh-huh.
they will definitely have a sustainable, adaptable, and scalable business.
Wow.
And that's
Fantastic.
the model of one, transforming, looking for transforming 1 million businesses. And
Uh-huh.
the concept out here is that it is not only for the business owners, it is for solopreneurs, it is
Correct.
for your entrepreneurs, it is for business owners, it is also for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're in an organization also, if you follow this model,
Hmm.
you can be very successful in your organization, and organization will also see value.
Okay.
Now these entrepreneurs who are working in an environment within a corporate environment,
Uh-huh.
as every organization is now talking about startup culture,
Correct.
what exactly they mean is entrepreneurship.
Correct. 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 Correct.
As I always say, job is not bad,
Right.
the mindset is a problem.
Mindset is the problem. Exactly. Exactly.
So the idea here is to transform or at least touch 1 billion lives, which means their mindset transformation. They should start
Correct.
thinking about entrepreneurial mindset,
Absolutely.
working with at least 1 million businesses so
Hmm.
that they can transform so many lives. Everybody is talking about being a job provider
Correct.
rather than being a job seeker. And
Correct.
unless we work with businesses to make sure that they create so many jobs, and they will be able to create jobs only if they will be sustainable.
Correct.
Today's
Absolutely.
businesses are bleeding.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
As soon as the COVID came in, 15 unicorns of SoftBank got bankrupt.
Correct. 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 Absolutely.
Wh-
So,
Why it is happening?
yeah, so I think Anshab, there's a lot of things happening around entrepreneurship, around the mindset and all of that. And you also
Mhm.
talked about your failures, right? 7 years you've been trying to do different ventures, and you had a long-term vision for each venture that you started. So tell us about I want to know about those at least out of the seven, maybe the big failures, and what were the learnings, how, because that is actually connecting the dots with what you're doing today, because you want to help people skip that failure, right? Whatever learnings you have had, that learnings need to be passed on to a person who's planning, or who's an aspiring entrepreneur, or somebody who's even working right now but want to become an entrepreneur. So tell us about your story, about the failures, and what are the learnings that you've got from that.
Okay. So frankly, I mean,
Is that a
if I
big
think
question?
back, it has too many. No, I mean, I would not say it's a big question, but I think the answer would be too big and too long, probably. But I'll try to consolidate it because
Yeah.
unless I always believe in keeping things, the best mentor in the
Hmm.
world
Hmm.
will be the one who will solve complex problems
Hmm.
and transfer the knowledge in such a manner that it becomes simplified when it gets acquired by somebody else.
Correct.
So I was just trying to look at all those learnings and bring it out and making it simplified so
Uh-huh.
that it can be explained where exactly we lose we do the mistake.
Correct.
And if we correct that mistake, I think everything will be sorted.
Okay.
And I'll tell you there are 4 areas which
Hmm.
works out into this. And this entire journey goes in from value proposition to value creation.
Okay.
Whatever businesses we do, we are here to create a value in the
Hmm.
ecosystem.
Hmm.
Now, this value is being created for only one person, which is
Hmm.
customer.
Correct.
In this entire journey of 4 areas and 7 pillars and 105 factors, which I mentioned about, uh, is you will lose your business only when you lose focus from your customer.
Hmm. Hmm. Right.
Every business who is focusing only on valuations,
Hmm.
or sometimes there are startups I have seen, which I know I've been kind of working with mentoring couple of startups, dozens of startups by now. The
Mhm.
one mistake which they do is they stop focusing on their customer. They lose focus of their customer.
Mhm. Right.
Now I'll give you an example. When you start, there are many startups who keep developing their product, saying that I will want to develop the best product and give it to the customer.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, very good. That you want to give the best product to the customer. You want to be the best, or you want to be perfect before you go to the customer.
Uh-huh.
But what if customer doesn't want that product?
Correct. Correct. Absolutely.
Customer may have an entirely different requirement.
Correct. Correct.
So why don't you start working with the customer right from the day one of your starting of your business,
Right. Right.
and evolve your product as what customer demands
Correct. Correct.
rather than what you want to give it to the customer.
Correct. Correct.
And this is one problem which we do with, which happens with all the startups. I have seen many. Why do you think 90% of funded startups do not succeed?
The focus
Because they lose.
yes. Yes.
And when I say lose focus with the person, lose focus with the customer, it can happen at 4 stages.
Okay.
The first stage, it can happen at a value proposition document, the business modeling aspect itself.
Okay. Okay.
The second aspect where they can miss out the customer is, okay, you have understood the problem area very well. You
Uh,
have created your thought process or business model very well. But now when you started implementing, you have lost focus with the customer because your customer is not even buying your product.
correct. Correct.
You have not even checked what the customer needs,
Correct. Correct.
and you have not started selling your product. So there are 5 levels of product leveling we have created at every level. So the
Okay.
5 stages of the business, each stage you have to redefine your value proposition, which
Mm-hmm.
is we basically link it to the thought leadership. You have a different levels of thought leadership at that point in time.
Okay.
You will require a different level of sales and marketing, which is
Correct.
your basically client experience or customer delight aspect.
Correct.
Every level you will have a different process and digital transformation
Correct.
requirement, the system requirement, different kind of processes you will require. You'll have to tweak the processes accordingly.
Correct.
And every level you need to have a different accounting processes. You have to different IPR requirement, different legal requirement, different investment requirement. Now
Correct.
that investment may come in from your own funds, or it can come from family and friends, or it may come from an external investor.
Right. Right.
The problem in the industry today is that this is a level framework.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The businesses fail because they suddenly start focusing on the direct the fourth level, which is the valuations.
Correct.
They
Correct.
are not ready to take that journey from value proposition to sales and marketing to set up the right processes, setting up the right systems,
Right.
and then go to the investors. See, investors will automatically come if your business is sustainable.
Correct. Correct.
So we are
Correct.
losing out the focus from the business and the customer, and our focus is shifting towards finance and from investments perspective. That
Correct.
okay, because Flipkart has got $2 billion, even if I get $2 million, I'm sorted. That's the kind of mindset which people have,
Correct. 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 Correct.
and it's a kind of, I always call it right. Something like this. We are looking, and it's not that I'm asking others have done. I also had that mindset, and this
Right.
is one of the biggest learning which I've learned.
Right.
This is the reason I'm sharing this entire thing with you.
Correct.
While
Correct.
coming from a customer experience background or process
Correct.
background,
Correct.
I also lost focus.
Right.
And you need to make sure that your different businesses work focused only on customer at every different stage of your business.
Right. 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 So
And if that focus is clear, everything will work much better. And the only learning which I want to give to people, focus towards business and making money,
right.
making it profitable first.
Right.
Even if it is you are having a spend of 30,000 rupees per month.
Hmm.
Even if you are getting revenues of 50,000 rupees per month, or even 31,000 rupees per month,
Hmm.
work on that model. Make it a positive cash flow.
Hmm. Hmm. Correct. 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 Correct.
It does not matter how, you should have 3 crores of revenue every month. No, even if it is 3,000, 30,000, but it should be profitable.
Correct.
It should be
Correct.
sustainable. It should be
Correct.
repeatable.
Correct. So basically, I
That's
think
important.
it's about organic growth also. That a lot of people who are into entrepreneurship. I come across a lot of entrepreneurs also who have this big vision of $1 billion, $1 million and stuff. And when on ground, what happens is very very different, right? Like you said, even if you're able to make 3,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees a month, or 50,000 rupees a month, but it can be repeatable, and then you can think of scaling up. But the first getting those customers and making sure those customers are happy, and those customers are your focus, rather than because like you said also, people get into the twists and turns of product making, right? Whereas that product is even not even required by the customer. It's only you should just be focusing on the customer is what's the most important thing. Now, so tell me about your role model, Anshav. You talked about Robert Kiyosaki, and you talked about also the job mindset that people have. Job is great. People should have jobs because that earns them a livelihood. But people get into that greed and fear cycle also, right? So tell me about what is your mindset? How do you, from the learnings of Robert Kiyosaki's books and all of that, how do you apply that in your own life, and how do you think people should apply? In terms of, you tell me about your role model and how he inspires you, or any other role model if you have.
So, frankly speaking, if I look back, yes, there are couple of role models, but nobody could touch my heart as close as Robert Kiyosaki.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I mean, of course, I'm going through some of the new people, new age role models right now. Like I've been following Dan Lok right now
Hmm.
quite a lot, especially from sales and marketing, personal branding part of it.
Hmm.
And because one thing which I've missed out in the entire 7 years in
Hmm.
these four areas of opportunity,
Hmm.
I have got invested businesses which failed, where I've got the investment and it still failed.
Hmm.
I have got the businesses wherein I have invested my money and it failed.
Hmm.
Uh, so I have seen the customer. I have also seen that the customer, how they are feeling and they're buying my products very well.
Okay.
They're happy with it. I have also seen a scenario where the customers are not even ready to even come out to see that product which I'm trying to sell.
Okay.
And I have also reached to a level where I've filed the patents and copyrights and stuff like that. The
Hmm.
one thing which I had been kind of missing in the last so many years and was kind of wondering is sales.
Right.
How do you scale up the business from a sales perspective?
Correct.
And I've been actually upskilling myself on various experts. I've done a couple of, see, everybody has to upskill themselves. I have also recently now started taking some mentoring programs from, there are mentors who are onto the sales part of it, the marketing, the personal branding aspects of it. And
Uh,
then I've been following Dan Lok for a while now.
hmm.
So these are the two people who kind of gives us same aspect. And frankly speaking, if you see, they talk about the same aspect,
Correct. 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 Correct.
entrepreneurial mindset.
Correct.
All the what they talk about is that it is not about age. It is
Ah,
not about the type of business. It is
correct.
not about the industry you are in. It is not about which location you are based at. It is
Ah,
all about the mindset of making money work for you.
correct. Correct. Correct.
And that one statement is very easy to say, but very difficult to apply.
Right. 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 Absolutely.
Making money work for you. is a very different concept. And how do I work is, right now what I've seen is that it can be applied into, I've created that framework which I
Uh-huh.
am applying with a 10-year-old child,
Uh-huh.
as well as I am working with a 75-year-old person as well.
Right, right, right.
Both of them, and this range of wide range of people have been using these concepts to develop different kind of entrepreneurship models. So
Fantastic.
somebody is trying to become a YouTuber. Somebody is trying to become, create a, develop a startup and a manufacturing startup.
Correct.
Somebody is trying to create an e-commerce product development. Somebody is trying to, set up their e-learning industry. Somebody is trying to do a mental health startup. Somebody is trying to create a startup for the student segments, or different segments on that. So the idea what I'm trying to talk about is that it's all about the mindset towards financials, towards business, towards money.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
two things which I always tell people, and I always make them think about it. One, think about first of from the first day itself. Think about how you are able to generate revenues.
Uh-huh.
Do not need to spend money on building up a product. You have an idea, create a simple web page
Correct.
which doesn't cost too much,
Correct.
and that you can do it yourself. There are so many websites available, right? Platforms available.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Create a simple website, create your social media accounts, start creating awareness,
Correct.
and
Correct.
create one single small product which I call it as EVP. Startup industry has this word called MVP,
MVP.
minimum
Correct.
viable product,
Correct.
right? I tell them, do not even go to MVP also.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Create one level below product, which I call it as extreme value proposition,
Okay.
EVP,
Okay.
which
Okay.
could be very small in cost. I mean, it could be even free,
Correct.
or maximum up to 1,000 rupees, let's say,
Okay. Okay.
which allows you to touch base with your customer and understand their problems.
Correct. Correct.
But
Correct.
you will start making money.
Correct.
You will start seeing that there is a customer who's ready to pay for something like this,
Correct. Correct. Correct.
and
Correct.
you do not require anything over there. So like one of the startup who came in, they were trying to create a virtual hospital model,
Correct.
wherein they will call up some doctors, and there will be a virtual consulting which will happen.
Correct.
And they are building up a prototype. I am creating a mobile application, and I will need some funds, and to market and all that. And I just asked them one question: how many doctors do you have in your team right now?
Absolutely.
And he said, no, not much, maybe 5 or 7 doctors. I
Ah.
said, very good. Why don't you go out to them and tell
Ah.
them that I will list your profile free of cost on my platform?
Correct. Correct.
And they wanted to charge to doctors.
Ah.
I
Correct.
said, why will doctor pay you? He said,
Correct.
because I will give the customers to them. I said, do you have customers to pay to give it to them? He said, no.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
said, then how will they, why will they pay to you?
Correct.
So I tell them, why don't you bring, first of all, doctors? Ask them that we will put your profile free. And
Correct.
basis on those 5 doctors, even one doctor,
Correct.
you start looking out for webinars. You set
Correct.
up webinars and make the patients directly connect with the doctor, and let them have at least one transaction.
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You also will know whether patients need that kind of a doctor also or not.
Correct. Right, right, right. So I think,
Now,
see, this is how, most of the mature entrepreneurs understand that, it's not about, people think that if you build a technological product or a platform, it will bring you the customers and stuff. And I myself, I have built so many things. I've also made that mistake, and we've understood that it just becomes a zombie product if you don't have the customer, if you don't have engagement happening there, right? If people are not talking to each other and all of that. So Anshav, I have one last question because we are running out of time. So I want to understand from you about your vision of transforming 1 billion people, and how how is the crossroads happening that with Bringle Academy? How are you going to achieve that billion lives transformation in the next 10 years? 2020 2030 is your vision, that you want to touch lives of 1 billion people and 1 million businesses. So very crisply, I want to understand, because we're running out of time. So tell me about how you're going to the execution part. I know the vision, but I want to know how you're going to transform, because that is a learning or execution part that people would get inspired from you.
Absolutely. So, it's a gigantic vision, or probably, it seems to be very impossible for a lot of people, and even for me at this point in time.
Correct.
But it is always starts, journey always starts from zero.
Correct.
And I always believe in something called magic. You also asked me about role models. So one another role model is Dhirubhai Ambani.
Okay.
And he always, and I worked with the Reliance Industries. Apparently my, since the time of my birth, my father had been a very strong feeling that I have some connection with Reliance, and I will always be there. And fortunately I was there with Reliance for almost 3 years.
Wow.
And I saw their way of working. I saw, learned, they have kind of, we have seen the way Dhirubhai used to work.
Correct.
We have seen the Mukesh Bhai, works at this point in time, and
Correct.
he's also now already now the fifth richest person of the world.
Correct.
And they always talk about there's a magic in thinking big, dream big,
Yeah.
and see, when you have a big dreams,
Correct.
then only you will push yourself to beyond your comfort zone. Because if
Correct.
your dream is achievable, it
Correct.
is visible, you will not do any efforts to
Correct.
achieve it. So that is the first aspect, the reason of keeping it such a massive vision for ourselves.
Right.
Now, from an execution point of view, the way we are working out is we are creating entrepreneurs. We are
Okay.
creating, focusing on them and working with them to create more and more entrepreneurs out of it.
Okay.
So the first aspect what we have started working upon is to work with, you know uh, around, these mentors which we are talking about. So our idea is that we will work with 100,000 entrepreneurs,
Uh-huh.
and each entrepreneur will further help 100,000 entrepreneurs. So
Wow.
that's how this entire thing will kind of take it into a multiple domain.
Correct.
And the whole part of the technology, the platform is created in such a manner that each of these people will get an ecosystem around it. It's not
Wow.
just about giving the concepts. It is also about they have to be provided with the resources. They
Correct.
have to be provided with the right set of mentors. They have to be
Correct.
provided with the right set of content. And
Correct.
every stage, when they find some challenge or they hit a roadblock, there has to be somebody available to help them out, where they
Correct.
can go back and say, look, this is where I got stuck. What should I do?
Correct.
So, so it's an ecosystem of mentors who will eventually help. And I always believe that,
Hmm. Hmm.
if you are not being an entrepreneur
Hmm.
yourself,
Hmm.
you cannot mentor an entrepreneur.
Correct.
And this is the biggest problem which it happens in the industry today. A lot of people who have got a corporate experience,
Hmm.
they try getting into entrepreneurship or help. They say, I am not an entrepreneurship material, but I will mentor entrepreneurs. I mean, it's like you have never made a tea and you are telling somebody how to make a good tea out of it.
Coffee. Since you're on
Coffee, or yeah, so with coffee, right? So let's make it corrected. And it's always very difficult. I'm not saying that you have to be successful. See,
Correct.
failures is the stepping stone towards success. Failures teaches you so many things which your success may not do that, because
Correct.
when you get success, sometimes it could be pure luck. Sometimes it could be that you have somehow touched upon some roads which led to you the success.
Correct.
Or maybe it was the timing was right.
Correct.
Maybe you were doing something good, but you don't know what will not work. And if you try to do it again, you may completely fail.
Correct. 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 Correct.
So So failures at least tells you that, okay, these 10 things will not work. I don't
Correct.
know probably what will work, but
Correct.
I really don't know what will not work.
Correct. 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 Correct.
And
Absolutely.
you be part with them. So at
Absolutely.
least you should have that entrepreneurship experience with you. And that is why we are trying to create entrepreneurs and mindset on that. And once they get into that, that's how the cascading cycle will, work
Awesome.
it out on that.
Awesome. 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 I think it's massive, and I think it's a fantastic dream to have. And what India needs is a lot of entrepreneurs, and I wish you all the very best, Anshav, for your vision and for transforming and helping a lot of people. Now already you're doing a lot of work, and in future, I wish you all the very best for the next 10 years. You build that and touch that 1 billion number, help them, transform them. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on Coffee with Kirti. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Kirti. And it was pleasure, talking to you on Coffee with Kirti today. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks so much, Anshav. Thanks a lot. Thank you.